biggest players right now within the landscape, when you look at, let's say, the last 9 years, last 8-9 years that have been really prominent in the space have been the exchanges, where, you get the basic onboarding of being able to access digital cryptocurrencies. So they're the likes of Luno, Valar, Ovix, Altcoin Trader, and Rivix. Those are South African exchanges, and they've been participating in this space. We're also a small exchange that has also been participating in the last 5 years here as well, and we've just been providing the digital asset itself, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and various other cryptocurrencies. And it's still in adoption phase. That's when you look at the African landscape, is that people are still adopting. They're still, buying their first coin, getting into the coin. A lot of people don't even know about it, so it's still early ages.
Woo! Easy money, easy money, man. Sing it.
When you look at, let's say, what the large success aspect of why things like M-Pesa have flourished is largely due to kind of celebrating the whole idea of adoption in many ways. And from smartphone penetration, you look at Africa, it's the highest smartphone penetration in the world. So already having these users, it would be almost like a bank. Let's say a bank has already current users, and then now a bank issuing cryptocurrency. So like, let's say the same way M-Pesa has mobile subscribers, and now they're issuing mobile digital money. But this money is it's nothing, not to say it's nothing new, but they've been the ones who've really done the best and really kind of pioneered in the space. But there are also a lot of other examples of mobile money. Although when you compare it to blockchain, mobile money is immutable. It's centrally controlled, it's not decentralized, and it empowers Western-backed countries. So when we look at, let's say, the local mobile money and digital cryptocurrencies, the ones that have been created, when you look at, let's say, even Luno and Valar and the exchanges locally, those are local South Africans who are benefiting and who are running those exchanges, opposed to, let's say, you're going to look at what M-Pesa is doing. And then come back to technology, not the same technology. We're looking at something that's digitally app-based for mobile money, which versus something, from a telecommunications space, then versus something that's on a cryptographic blockchain, which is different in terms of its architecture as well. So I would still say that the cryptographic blockchain solution is safer, it's more transparent.
Woo! Easy money, easy money, easy money, man. Sing it.
I think it's a great idea to kind of decouple, to break down the monopoly, the SWIFT monopoly that the United States has and Western countries have. And actually, when you look at, let's say, what the dollar is, the dollar is an international standard, the international currency of the world. And it's a common denominating aspect for value across all paradigms. It is the international standard that we all look at as a metric to trade, to do things, to exchange. Although at the same time, with that being said, all this does is that it actually empowers the greenback, and because there's more circulatory flow, because there's more transactions, there's more fungibility, there's more liquidity. So as more people use it, then it grows in value, and that's why its currency is so strong around the world, because so many people use it. And when you look at that all centrally being controlled by a country, and then you go and look at, let's say, what's happening with crypto, with Bitcoin, and how Bitcoin has kind of, decoupled and kind of separated what value means, what in terms of exchange as well. Because now a lot of payments, a lot of settlements are being done in crypto. So what that does is that now also has brought more value within the cryptographic space, within the blockchain space. And I believe that now, if a currency can do that, let's say that it's now backed by countries, and let's say it's locked within BRICS, and then it will benefit us, the 5 countries, and now we've also got, UAE and Saudi joining BRICS as well. And I mean, you look at what Saudi did with Russia, where they actually did an oil transaction in dirhams, in UAE dirhams, and that also was a big move to move away from when you look at, let's say, the agreements that OPEC and the oil companies have made, and the American government have made in the 60s with even the Saudi royal family, where they actually agreed for oil to be traded globally, and then also for oil to be traded in US dollars, and that has fundamentally benefited the United States, Federal Reserve, more than any other country in the world, in terms of circulatory flow, in terms of currency strength. And when now we stop using dollars and we start using other currencies, and now use, let's say, BRICS-backed currency, that will bring more value, circulatory flow, and trade.
Easy money, easy money, easy money, man. Sing it.
There are a few proof of concepts. There are, a few countries, let's say like Nigeria, that has legislated crypto. And when you look at, 2 interesting cases, I always compare Nigeria and America, and you look at the money situation. And I always say, look, America and Nigeria had to, move towards a regulation, because there's just simply too much money, and there's just simply too much trade going on in both countries, and also between each other. So the best thing for them was to move towards regulation, to move towards a digital-backed currency, and also legislating different cryptocurrencies to be allowed to be traded. And you look at Japan. Japan has had Bitcoin as a legal tender, actually paying salaries, government allowing companies to pay salaries, and people are being able to earn in Bitcoin and being able to be paid in Bitcoin as a national legal tender.
Woo! Easy money, easy money, easy money, man. Sing it.
And essentially that was to bring together the world for Africa, and in terms of, for us to learn, to exchange value, skills, and demystifying this whole new world, this whole new industry of blockchain cryptocurrencies, where we invited various sponsors, various speakers and companies, and for them to be able to teach us what is crypto, what is blockchain, what is Bitcoin. When you look at this industry, it's still a very new industry. You look at how you mentioned how minerals are being extracted from Africa, and we're not getting the value for them, and from all this shelf enterprising. And I believe that crypto, blockchain, and even founders in Africa, who are all busy with different use cases and different hypotheses. This is the technology that is going to liberate us.
Woo! Easy money, easy money, easy money, man. Sing it.
Dubai right now, the UAE, is the place for cryptocurrency, because even in 2018, what they started with, the legislation that they did, Dr. Marwan, who's also very pivotal at World Economic Forum, when they started their legislation of digital assets and crypto assets, and recognizing crypto assets as commodities, that really was a game changer. And then later economic free zones allowed companies and foreigners to incorporate. But you go to Dubai, this is now the international trade port, platform of the world. You go and look at what's happening in Dubai, multi-commodity center, where cryptocurrencies are recognized as a digital asset. That by itself, with all the other, at the DMCC, there's a coffee exchange, there's a diamond exchange, there's a gold exchange. And what that's done now is that it's created a trading platform for African countries. It right now has become what New York was 200 years ago, but right now it's open, right? It's open for the first mover advantage. Right now it's open for the entrepreneur. So when you look at, let's say, also geographic positioning as well, I mean, Dubai is in the center geographically of the world. And also for us in Africa, I mean, it's 4 to 6 hours away flight instead of 16 hours flight to New York. So the geographic positioning as well also plays a great benefit. And it's now breaking what London used to be, what Wall Street used to be, what Singapore used to be, and now it's the new trade international hub of the world.
Woo! Easy money, easy money, man. Sing it.
We're still at a teaching and learning and growing phase in Africa, so we still want to learn, build, and teach and grow people with people here in the space, and also growing our business, and as well as we operate here in South Africa, but also in the UAE. And the reason being is that we look at that as a trade path, trade path into the international world, but also still being based here and still operating here and still taking advantage of the fact that we are in a developing market, we are in a developing crypto ecosystem, but also we're in a developed, developing, let's say, financial fintech ecosystem. But you go look at, let's say, other areas where we've really thrived, from mining resources over the years to be where we are right now today, at a time, number one gold producer, number one coal producer in the world. So, right now I believe that, things like what we're trying to do with our conference and also different forums and different platforms that we're trying to do, we're trying to make trade more relevant in Africa, trade with the UAE, trade with the Middle East, a bigger thing, because the opportunities are there, right? They are opening up more opportunities for Africans than, let's say, the likes of Western countries.
It's the easy